Top 10 Isekai anime where MC is overpowered. Now, I know there were a few shows that had us cringing and questioning our life choices, but let's not even go there. Instead, let's get hyped for the real MVPs, the Isekai MCs who make the impossible look easy, the ones who have more power than they know what to do with. So, let's get some hype in the chat as we are bringing some of my favorite Isekai anime with overpowered main characters. Let's go! Number 10. The wrong way to use healing magic. This anime follows Ken, an ordinary high schooler who gets accidentally transported to the fantasy world of Linger Kingdom alongside two of his classmates. While they are mistaken for the prophesied heroes, Ken soon discovers he has a rare aptitude for healing magic. This catches the attention of Rose, the intimidating captain of the kingdom's rescue team, who takes Ken under her wing for grueling training. As Ken works to become a capable healer to protect his friends, the anime explores the realities of war in a way that adds a refreshing level of maturity to the Isekai genre. With its well-paced storytelling and relatable characters, The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic is a must-watch for any OP Isekai fan. Number 9. Skeleton Knight in Another World. Unlike your typical Isekai adventure, this anime follows Ark, an ordinary guy who wakes up to find himself transported into the body of his video game character, a skeletal warrior. With his powerful abilities, Ark quickly becomes an adventurer, exploring fantastical lands and helping people in need. But as Ark delves deeper into this new world, he realizes his actions may be leading to a much larger conflict. The anime blends light-hearted, funny moments with some surprisingly dark and gritty themes, all while keeping you entertained by Ark's exploits. While the premise may sound familiar, Skeleton Knight in Another World puts a fresh spin on the Isekai genre that fans won't want to miss. Trust me, this is one skeleton you'll be happy to follow on his journey. Number 8. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. This one is a real treat for Isekai fans. It follows Azusa, a hardworking corporate slave who literally works herself to death. But instead of afterlife, she's reborn in a fantasy world and given immortality by a goddess. Azusa decides to live a slow, peaceful life, and by peaceful, I mean spending the next 300 years just chilling on her farm and casually slaying thousands of slimes every day. Yep, this OP protagonist has managed to reach the max level just by farming the weakest enemies around. But Azusa's tranquil lifestyle starts to get shaken up as word of her incredible power spreads, bringing all sorts of quirky characters to her doorstep. This is one anime that Isekai fans won't want to miss. Number 7. Failure Frame. Now this one is a real twist on the typical Isekai formula. Instead of being summoned as a legendary hero, our protagonist Touka ends up getting labeled as the useless E-rank loser of the group. But when Touka is left for dead in a dangerous monster-infested labyrinth, he discovers his supposedly worthless status augment abilities actually work way better than expected. Armed with his newfound OP skills, Touka decides to use his powers to seek revenge on the goddess who dismissed him. But of course, it wouldn't be an Isekai without some pesky classmates getting in the way. With his gritty survival elements, unique monster designs, and a protagonist who is more than happy to get his hands dirty, Failure Frame puts a refreshing spin on the Isekai tropes. If you're tired of the usual hero's journey, this is one anime you won't want to miss. Number 6. The Reincarnation of the strongest Exorcist in Another World. Our protagonist, Saika, isn't just some average joy, but the former strongest exorcist in his past life. After being betrayed and killed, Saika casts a spell to reincarnate into another world, hell-bent on becoming even more powerful and cunning to avoid the same fate. But when Saika is reborn as an illegitimate son of a noble family, his new relatives barely even acknowledge him. Not one to be pushed around, Saika quickly makes some valuable allies using his mindset and impressive abilities from his previous life, and is not afraid to get a little ruthless and manipulative to make sure he comes out on top this time around. The reincarnation of the strongest exorcist is sure to delight Isekai fans looking for something a bit different. Number 5. The New Gate. Instead of just being summoned to another world, our protagonist Shinya Kiritani is actually trapped inside a virtual reality game called The New Gate. But after single-handedly clearing the whole game, he finds himself transported to a bizarrely similar new world that he just can't seem to escape from. With his max-level skills and abilities still intact, Shinya decides to take on this new world head-on. And along the way, he reunites with some old party members, including powerful mage Shin. Together, they set out to uncover the truth behind this mysterious new reality. While the story may start off a little straightforward, the New Gate packs plenty of intense action sequences, and thanks to Shinya's OP powers. This is one Isekai that's sure to keep you glued to the screen. Number 4. Sukimi, Moonlit Fantasy. Our protagonist Makoto gets summoned to another world by a goddess to become the legendary hero. But when she takes one look at him and declares him hideous, the goddess revokes his heroic title and banishes him to the furthest reaches of the wasteland. Thanks to the supernatural, physical and magical abilities he's gained from being on this new world, Makoto quickly rises to power and builds a thriving community of demi-humans and mythical beings who have all fallen for his charming personality. Now, Makoto's got his sights set on one who wronged him, the goddess herself, with his hilarious comedic twist, captivating characters, and an MC who is more than powerful enough to take on the divine. Sukimi is an isekai you won't want to miss. Number 3. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Our protagonist, Satoru Mikami, doesn't just get transported to another world, he gets reincarnated as a freaking slime. But don't let that squishy exterior fool you, because this slime packs a serious punch. After befriending a powerful tsundere dragon, Satoru, who now goes by Rimuru Tempest, sets out to build his own thriving community. Using his ability to mimic any creature he devours, Rimuru gathers powerful allies and slowly amasses enough power to rival even the gods. With his lovable characters, hilarious hitchings, and protagonist who is more slime-shaped badass, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is an isekai that's sure to have you giggling and cheering along the whole way through. Number 2. Mushoku Ensai, Jobless Reincarnation. Our protagonist, Ryuju, doesn't just get reincarnated into another world, he gets a second chance at life entirely. After a tragic end in his original world, Ryuju finds himself reborn as a baby with all of his memories and knowledge intact. Talk about a fresh start. Blessed with incredible magic talent, Ryuju quickly becomes a prodigy, studying under skilled tutors and honing his abilities. But this isn't your typical OP isekai protagonist. Ryuju is also deeply scarred from his past life, struggling to overcome his trauma and become the best version of himself. With his stunning visuals, awesome characters, and a protagonist who's equal parts powerful and emotionally, Mushoku Ensai is a must-watch isekai fans. And finally, number 1, The Eminence in Shadow. Our protagonist, Sid, isn't your typical isekai hero. Instead of openly embracing his incredible powers, Sid would rather just blend in with the crowd. By day, he is a completely average student, but by night, he is secretly a ruthless vigilante, taking down biker gangs with his trusty crowbar. But when Sid finds himself reborn into a world of magic, his true ambitions finally come to light. Donning the alias Shadow, Sid sets out to establish his own sacred organization, Shadow Garden, with the sole purpose of battling the cult of Diablos, a villainous group that only exists in Sid's imagination, or does it? With its over-the-top protagonist, hilarious chuny antics, and a story that keeps you guessing, The Eminence in Shadow is an isekai that's anything but generic. Trust us, you won't want to miss this one. Woo, what a ride that was, huh? We really got to see some of the most insanely overpowered isekai protagonists put on a show this year. If you love this countdown as much as I did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm always bringing the hype when it comes to the best in anime, manga, and all things geek culture. Until next time, my fellow isekai fanatics, stay awesome, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out.